Be live on TikTok, YouTube, and all right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to ADT's Futures public broadcast, where we talk about the futures market, trading, training, everything that goes along with it. ADT was created and owned and operated by Chad Christian. He's been in the market for 33 years. He knows how to trade up, down, sideways, and every way. We are here to talk about the futures market today. If you have any questions, please put them down in your chat box. Tap those screens. Let's get the algos running on TikTok, YouTube, and all the other socials. Gets us out to the interwebs. Gets more yes, and trade with rain. Do a little bit of marketing. We are in our last month of the year. We've got some pretty incredible sales. Diamond membership up here for 4K, and our other free memberships, premium, crypto, and there's free 7-day trials. You can jump into our live Zooms. If you were to come in, get into our Discord, sign up for one of those 7-day free trials and futures, you can come into the live Zoom right now and talk to a person. All right, today we had kind of a choppy day. Too many opportunities for EWOs, at least running EWOs, except for the one that I have up on now. This is RTY, this is Hustle. EWO for today on this one, a wonderful entry here off of VWAP in the 200. If we were talking about our EVO entry, it would be here off of that particular candle, stop below the 200 and VWAP. And as you can see, even though we had a quick pullback right out of the gate, it never came back. You were in this particular trade right off of entry, that would be 311 ticks for RTY, $5 per tick, $1,500 per E-mini. You're in the micros, that would be 50 cents per tick and $150. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Doug. I'm one of the training moderators here in the Futures Group and for ADT. And if you have questions, please put them in your chat box. Answers quickly. Engagement you have, the more you can learn. Over on YouTube, I'm going to be putting our promos. So quick links to the promos are interested. Outside of our 7-day free trials, we have the Futures VIP membership. Futures membership, you buy for 1 year, you can get the fee for the additional year, zero cost. What does it get you? It gets you free training with me on Sundays for live market open for the futures, and daily Zooms, 8:30 to 4 o'clock every day. Mark, myself, Ralph, lovely membership who are very intelligent people here. Not only can you learn from us, you can learn from the people in the group. Individual. Let me know if you can hear me over on the social. Not only can you learn from us, you can learn from the people in. Not seeing any volume on TikTok. Any volume on TikTok? Anyone? Type a 1 in the chat box. Can you hear me, please? And upon entry, if you wouldn't mind to help the algo push us around on TikTok, type in hashtag FYP. How's the algo that you got in here from your F1 page? So, any questions from our Zoom group? We'd rather talk about things as far as education goes. I can sit here and drone on about and helping all that good stuff, but I'd rather talk about trades, questions that we have Zoom crew, and from the social. So, Forrest, you and I were talking recently before we went live. You remember what we were discussing?
I was asking about scalping micros because you need more ticks to get past the contract
Hmm?
cost. So, like with M2K, for example, maybe you need 7 ticks to break, 6 ticks just to break even. Seven
Uh,
to maybe
yeah.
get a few cents out.
It would be difficult to scalp with micros depending on your broker. Really depends on your fee structure and your ATR. So in Webull, um, I think the micro indices dollar 98. $1.98 per contract, which means I would need to cover that in the way of ticks. Need 50 cents per tick. I would need 4 ticks to actually cover fees. Well, what does that mean? Well, a break and hold of the 9 right here, all the way up to this point would be 78 ticks. I'd say that we would cover our fees with strategy. Agree?
Oh yeah, if you held on that long, but I thought Mark was in and out within, he's in and out within a candle,
He can be.
so and not that that's the only way to do it, but
Mm-hmm. But Mark also trades minis. So when you're talking about minis, in order to get past your fees, you only need 1 tick to get past your fee in minis. Micros, scaling with micros is challenging, which is why you're typically looking for a stronger, longer move with more conviction. You've got a good opportunity here, break and hold of the 9. The only impediment to your profit to the double top that you hear. So if you're scalping off the 9 and you have this in your mind that you're watching for either slowdown or pullback, you don't necessarily need to exit your trade. Just need to be mindful of what could happen up here. And even though we did run into that double top, it only consolidated, never came back at it, right? So when we talk about scalping with micros, at least when I'm scalping with micros, I want to make sure that I'm paying very close attention to what line is and my indicators. I want to be, if I'm long, I want to make sure that everything is underneath me. With respect to that, I don't want to be scalping into VWAP or the 200. Those are the two strongest indicators on the chart that we have. Or I don't want to be scalping into heavy consolidation. Now, this is a relatively clean double top scenario here. So all I'd be looking for, is it going to slow down for me or is it going to pull back on? And even the pullback, I'm still watching the 9 here to make sure that we're respecting this little bit of consolidation where it might scare people out of the trade if you were scalping this with a micro. Say you were in for 2 micros, this would be a shed point for me. Take one contract off. I'll protect my trade. I'm covering my fees. If it does come back at me, I've captured 1 micro's worth of movement and I've covered my fees on the other. And is the runner, it's a free trade at that point. Harm no foul. Okay. Next opportunity for us to get in on a scalp here, it would be again challenging. We've got a break and hold to the 9, but we don't have any volume and we're right up against the middle of the trend channel and this double top. And since we broke down below it, we still have to break back up through it. So it takes its sweet time to get here. This would be a challenging scalp. To E-mini, you could get in and out of touch the, is this do? Not necessarily. The best play on this particular one today was strongest entry and strongest continuation. Never came back below your position. You were entering supposed to your entry. And you could, on your EWO, here's your first shed point. I would let this work here. My entry, actually, entry would be right here on this candle. So this would be a precarious entry or a precarious pullback, but my stop would be down here below VWAP at 200. Relatively low risk, not a lot on the table there. So to allow this to breathe back in an EWO process, you have to stomach. We allow it to do that because what we're looking for in an EWO is the longer trend. Ideally, we don't want to see this kind of pullback right away. So again, if you're in with a couple of different contracts and you see this, there's no shame in getting out on a candle, hard candle to sit through, at least shedding on. Ideally, if you sat through that and held through it, your first real shed point would be right around here as it broke and held the 9. And then you've got your runner. Now, as long as the runner, if you're in with 2 or 3 contracts, as long as the runner is protected and VWAP is going in your direction, as VWAP clears your actual position, did right here, your stop is below VWAP again, still, should I say, and you can see the price action never returned back to it, at least not yet. So the EWO entry, protect your trade underneath VWAP, allow it to breathe, take your sheds. So this one would be 50% right here, would be 20%, 50%, and then you're not shedding. Again, this is your runner, your last 10%, it can go all day long. So any kind of pullback, coach's rule is, as long as it doesn't break and hold below VWAP, that runner stays in play. Because the going theory is that it could sit here and bounce up and down all day long, and you would miss the actual run if you got out of it soon. Make sense?
Got it.
Yeah, thank you.
Is everyone else's sound lag? TikTok is on lag. Still not coming. Change there. Now, as you can see on M2K, we're starting to get a bit of a pullback. So if you were in and this was getting towards the end of the day during power hour, we do not want trades into power hour. We want to make sure that if you're in this trade and you've got a runner, we have a break and hold of this bottom or low here, I would probably exit the trade somewhere. Capture left because we're getting too much profitability. Side of that, the other indices have been pretty ugly today. As you can see with ES, had a couple of nice clean moves up at 9 o'clock this morning when contracts got cheaper. We had some volume come in, had a nice move to the upside. Right at market, right at 918, we started to pull back. Open, pull, chopped around for a while. Didn't really have any decisive move. So today was a ranging day. Went sideways more than it did or down. What does that mean for us as traders here at ADP? Scalpers delight. Anytime we can see a break and hold of the 9 or a break and hold of key level, scalpers are in, they're loving it. best opportunity today because of the trend in and of itself to break and hold the 9 here to the downside. Scalping opportunity with continuation. These large pulls and pushes, they get very challenging, and a break and hold of the 9 here, even though we had a 921 cross, we have the 55. Rough day today, traders. Now, coming into ES, we are breaking a triple bottom here, looking like it's got some volume to the inside. Keep an eye. You as doing the same. There's so we're looking for support here, anywhere, starting right. Support outside. Double bottoms that you can see that it wasn't a clean move. Up and here's a great entry right here in the break and hold of VWAP and 9 to the down. Beautiful entry. Volume in the candles to the downside. Starting to see the ATR up a little bit. It was pretty low today. So would I get into this trade right now? No. Is that breaking these lows? And we're likely running right back into the same buzzsaw out of going to be this entire top. So until it breaks and holds, ideally below this area here, which is lowest low, or before the move up, this is the best entry for a down play at this particular. Because we're now underneath the trend channel, we are counter trend trading, scalping to the downside up. So you want to make absolutely sure that you conviction to break and hold levels, or wait for it to find support, get a confirmation candle to the upside, and you are correct. James, IWM is the stock. Beautiful. You will that. So hop over to IWM. See folks over side of things probably owned and made tons of money. With respect to our overall futures group, we did have some folks that were trading this one on the break and hold of the 200 right off of the level here. That's previous day. But a great scalp right off of to jump in, retest to the 9. That again, here's oh, as you can see, highs get less and less prominent, starting to, and you see that the volume on the candle is just very small. Pulling, we want to make sure that we've got a good break and hold of this double bottom here. Break and hold of that to the downside. Your next level of support and resistance. Sanchez over there says, "Oh, or how much cash should you?" That's a great question. It depends on your broker. If you are trading with Webull, your overall, I'm going to trading view. Yeah. There's our break of that low that I was talking about. M2K. This is Webull now. So that break of the low and the double top here that we broke through to get up there in the first place, this is where we're breaking it. Have not held it yet. Here in trading or in Webull. Get to your margin question here. Here's the same area that we'd want to break and hold low. There's our break. Got some volume. 39 seconds left. Candle. 2 is lighting. If you're an L2 trader, you are loving the look of this. Numbers are getting lower and lower and lower, meaning we want to see this thing pull in the direction of our bid side. As we start to see these numbers get over here, it acts like a magnet to pull it down. Now, margin requirement for 1E. Margin requirement on 1E in Webull is all right. Margin requirement on intraday is going to be $1,231. That's intraday. That means from 9 o'clock in the morning EST to 15 p.m. EST. That would be what you would need for one contracting. Now, a lot of us in our futures group have migrated over to Tradevate. Endorsing them by any means, just they have cheaper margin rates that we tend to really appreciate. And so over on Tradevate, that same ES contract would cost $500. Smaller account could trade the larger contract sizes. Here at ADT, we do not recommend that. Start with paper trading and you trade with micros until you get your mechanics account up. Once your account is built up, comfortable with your mechanics, you've got some evidence that you're really got your trading down pat, then E-minis, scalp E-minis a lot quicker than you can scalp micros. Now, the same contract or the same ticker in a micro right here in Webull would be $123.09. In Tradevate, the micro would be $50. If you were doing NQ, the micro contract in NQ in Tradevate is $100. Smaller accounts and get into trading micros a lot easier. Still maintain your risk management more effectively in Tradevate. Good question. No, I didn't look. Know that there was news at noon today. Yeah, the 15-year and the 30-year mortgage rates came out. Relatively low impact news, and I don't. Yeah, right here, pull back, but poured off the top that through the upside. So it looks like we're finding support over here off of the move to the down. So would I get into a long right here? Absolutely not. Why is that? First of all, I don't know if this is going to be a continuation of the long move. We are in the uptrend, but that does not necessarily mean that we found our absolute bottom for support here. So this could likely just be a really nice candle to come up and test top of this support and resistive area where we all of this traffic here and this top that you have the 9 here. So this could literally be just a retest of this area, pull back. Now, if it comes up here in our next candle, this is a 2-minute candle. Our next candle, we get a good close here, and our candle is shoulder on shoulder, and we get some gusto to the upside. We want to have a break and hold of the 9 and get back up into this ultra conservative break and hold of the 50. Wait for it to make a decision how it's going to read through these indicators, the trend channel. Don't have shoulder on shoulder. A little bit of a weak start. Again, I want to get clear this area. Did not make a high with that particular. That we're clearing all of this chop. So what likely is to happen, because this was a relatively decisive move to the downside, we're likely coming up here, challenging areas. Unless we've got good volume to the up, really heavy. Back this. That, which is any questions you have with respect to keep them coming. What's my take on Fartcoin trade? It's got volume. We've been trading Fartcoin since Coach turned us onto that one back. Other than that, trade to trade. So, taking a look. We come up and look at a higher time. Here's our 1 day. And at the 1 day, we are at a very critical level. We would expect some level of resistance came up in the area between 25, 32 and a half, 5. If I 6, 4, 9. This entire area, and it's relatively large, but we are on a daily candle. This entire area is going to, not shocking that we're seeing this pull. So we'll come back down to the lower time frames. Here's the 4 hour. You can see the last 4 hours was nothing but pure buying. Not even a retest of the candle. We just pure buying all day long. Gave us that beautiful EWO to the upside. Now in this 4 hour candle, breathing back into that 4 hour candle and support continued, or we're looking for it to break and hold the level that it's currently at, where these tops are, where the body's rested. We can break and hold below that. Then our next level of support be down here. I called out today. Our first move up to that spot, and I'll show you where that came into play. I was looking at, the reason why I was looking at 25.20 was because of the, so looking at 25.20 as we got down into the 2 minute, and we were actually moving up. This was our first move to the upside right here. We had a couple of folks that were in this trade, the EWO entry, and as soon as it was coming up to that 25.20 area, out. Be careful that particular area. Here, we had another member say that he had a key level at 25.24 and he nailed it right on the did that four right here, and that's exactly what the chart. So once we broke above that key level, we retested it, and then the move only retest or only challenged to retest once again, and then again, as this is coming down, I would be looking for support at 24, at minimum 20 to maintain momentum. If it were to break either one of those, the next level here, and you are no longer uptrend, bearish. But for now, no, this is the pullback. We had a bit of a downtrend here. We are on the day. We're 7-8% up on the almost 20. What I think about Microsoft? I don't trade it, but we can look at it if you like. This is a challenge day. This is ranging all day long. You could channel trade this if you wanted to. Makes it very challenging. This is a 2-minute chart. If I were to look at this, and the scalper's paradise with a break and hold of the 9. So if you turn on Coach's indicators, you can see that you had a few opportunities. Best opportunities were going to be to the short side, put side. Break and hold of the 9 here. Break and hold of the 9 here. Break and hold, let's see, broke. This is right at market open. We want to let that settle out. So break and hold right off the gate there. Break and hold above for a call off of VWAP. You could have taken this VWAP up into 100. Anything else is may not be worth this. Juice is not worth the squeeze, say. So your next opportunity for scalp entry be a break and hold it here. A break and hold. This would be a no entry for me. The too tight between VWAP and the 200. But again, you know, depending on position size and everything that goes along with it, that actual move right there off VWAP to the 200 was 42 cents. So if you're in with 100 contracts, depending on doing options, because that's a fairly large candle move, you've got the Greeks help acceleration on the move if you can break of the swap. So that's 42 cents. You can be making some good money there. Great option. Break and hold is key. Most conservative entry would be the break and hold of the night. We have a member that loves to trade natural gas. Holy moly, what a beautiful presenter this guy is lately. And moving really, really nice. This morning's EWO to the downside and the break and hold of VWAP. Right here, we've got so many confluences happening right at this juncture. We got the 9 crossing VWAP, 9 crossing the 21, 9 crossing the 200s. Momentum is definitely to the downside most of the day. So we have a beautiful EWO entry to the downside here. Find support. Rest of this would be challenging to sit through because volume just kind of died off. And once it broke and held above the VWAP, could not. Broke back down. finally found support, and next time the challenge that it challenged VWAP in the 200 and break and hold the 9, that was move alone off of the entry was 126. M&G, this one, but certainly go through a little bit of an exercise here. G is $143.55 per micro contract. On Tradeovate, it would be $50. And tick count on this one is every 0.001. Every 0.001, you're going to make some kind of money. People, we click the spec link here. Doesn't look. I've got a screen up here that, because I'm sharing the application, not the screen. Tick count on this one is $25 per tick. So every time we get a tick, we're making $1. So in this particular case, there we go. Easier to measure trading view. In this particular case, at $1 per tick, 1 micro contract, that's $117 move to the. There's really no reason to get out of this trade either, because it's been respecting the 9 the entire way. You have a couple of minor pullbacks, but it never really broke and held below the 9 for any length of time. And the 9 and the 21 been the backbone of its support at its highest. Broke down below it just briefly just now, and we're trying to up through those. Looking for support. This one, I would be looking here. Oh. To our high. Right in here where we consolidate it. This is my ultimate low. This is not really a very clean double bottom, but it's a bottom nonetheless, because where it went sideways for time. So anything to the downside, I would want to see a break and hold of this low, or as price comes back down to the top of that zone, which this was inner double top, broke through with a candle. Anytime we come down to that top, I want to make sure that I'm paying attention. So you can see that this act shelf, as long as it's not breaking support, I can take trades to the upside. 9. So here we are again, up on our support bounce, but we broken 9. So entry above the 9, got volume. And
I have a general question again about scalping. If you're scalping off the 1 minute, do you ever consider looking at the 2-minute chart to understand the trend on the 2-minute versus the 1 minute? Because even on M2K right now, the trend channels are opposing each other. So does that matter in your evaluation?
if you're scalping, you should understand the trend prior to entry, first of all.
Correct.
So if I'm scalping on the 1 minute, I do not look.
Okay. Just forget it. Okay.
And if I'm scalping on the 2 minute, I most certainly don't go back.
Right. Yes, I understand that. Yeah.
And the only reason I would scalp on the 2 minute, I certainly wouldn't scalp this on a 2 minute. ATR is just.
Right. Okay.
So I want to be more reactive with the scalp in this particular case. And scalping low ATR, low volume stocks for options or tickers or commodities, whatever it is that you're working on, you've got low volume and low activity. with respect to this. It makes it very challenging to stick into these trades because the second you see a color change, there's nothing saying that you need to get out. Low volume, you know, where you don't have shoulder on shoulder moves, challenging to for any time. So when I'm scalping, I'm typically scalping NQ or gold, playing around with gold lately, having a good time with that. I'll scalp on the 2-minute in NQ because the ATR is 86. So on any one given candle, I can scalp a single candle, this one right here, for 107 ticks. Well, on MNQ, 50 cents per micro contract, that's a $50 scalp just in.
That's nice, for sure.
So the key there is the entry. Certainly don't want to get into a scalp on NQ and then see the thing going red on you, because that means you got a potential of 105 going in the.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the higher volatility, the more risk, which means you need to make sure that you've got absolutely rock solid confirmation. Here's our low. Got a relatively large doji here, but the key to this candle move right here, oops, this would be an entry candle and scalp candle. I would have zero issues scalping this. Good shoulder on shoulder, line or breathe back into the body, the candle showing strength to the upside. Because of the ATR, I can take a single candle scalp on this and ride that for 95 ticks, you know, for quick. That's just into. Okay. So can you scalp micros and make money? Oh, yes, you can. Absolutely. Are you going to be able to do it, you know, without having to sit through 2, 3, 4, 5 candles on lower ATR, lower volume tickers? Use those for the EWO process. Learn how to do the EWO process. Tickers, because they move slower and you have loads of time. How is it behaving? 9 to 21. So on. Helping micro gold in this particular case. We've got a scalp right here, break and hold of key level and the 9. Great scalp. The downside, you've got the 200 sitting here, which would be the only thing that I'd be really concerned with watching, other than the bottom that you would need to break through. But on that particular candle, you got in on the volume move anywhere within that candle. That entire move right there in gold, you got in at the break here and you got a little cagey. Right? So it came down to the 200 and you had your finger on the button, something was going on. That's still 22 ticks, 21 ticks. Right? Well, that move right there, which is just a partial 2-minute candle, in micro gold, that's $1 per tick. So that's $1. In a micro contract scalp, huge, big numbers. So people that say you can't make money trading micros and scalping, they need the training. You absolutely. Tell you unequivocally, one of our members here, you hear it regularly, $700 account, trading only micros, and turned it into, you know, how much that's for our members only, but he's done very well. So on this particular scalp, you have a shoulder on shoulder move, and you can see where I noted it on the 2-minute. I wanted to be below that. I wanted to see it break that low. On the 1-minute, if I were scalping this, I would normally do on micro. Do that on the. I've got a good shoulder on shoulder move, barely any breathe back into that. Lots of volume to the downside. This is your entry candle to the downside, and you ride that down. So what Mark would be doing in this particular case is he'd likely, as soon as he saw this seller or this buyer's wick, he's out. Right? So as a master scalper, what would that mean to him? He'd probably be in somewhere here, be out somewhere here and for contract. In this particular case, that's a $44 fees, and gold is $1.98 fees. For $1.98, you just made $40 per contract. Okay. If this was the E-mini, $400. Here we are in another position on gold, rounding over and look at the top of the chart. Here we failed to make new high. All right, we're starting to get weak. We're challenging the 9 on the regular. Break through. Here's your break and hold candle. Okay, you want to see this with volume, okay? Because you're trading into resistance now. With trend gives you at least a little bit more confidence, strength to the trading right back into a double top out of up. So you ensure that you're looking left where you get into any kind of a trade or move. Understand where your support and resistance. Any questions? The reason being is this is looking like a relatively large pattern of sorts. Pattern.
Talking about a W?
Yes, sir. Now we had a bit of a stutter step here, so it wasn't really a clean move to the upside, but essentially what you would be looking for here is here's your support and resistance, in this particular case. Why? That, right? Yeah, support, bounce, resistance on the way up. Finally get a pull, create the center of the pattern, create a higher low, get our move to the upside, find our resistance, our handle move to the downside. Our handle move typically will move 50% overall. Now, what does that mean typically in a pattern like this? Usually the middle of the pattern is your 50% line. Show you what that is. Your 50% line right here. And we actually found support on the handle a little bit early. W. W patterns are, now will it complete the pattern? The only way that we're going to know that it can complete the pattern is it has to break and hold above this. It doesn't do that. Sit here in range or pull further. Complete. It is what it is, right? But that's the overall gist. The moves. If this were a clean pattern, it would come down, find support, push back up, challenge that, break and hold. Now, this would be a very challenging pattern to build today because the overall momentum is to the downside. Any kind of bullish pattern is going to be met with resistance. See that? All right. All of these levels are creating resistance on the way, and you can see the evidence. So break and hold now below this low to the downside. 13,000 likes over on the TikTok. Thank you very much, everyone. We love the activity. Any questions? Thing for the YouTubes? Greatly appreciate. Questions? You guys want to look at anything else? Civic? Anybody?
I have a question, Doug.
Hmm?
I put a picture in the chat. If you could open that. Yeah. How do you, so I've got TraderVate connected to my trading view, and every time I make a trade, get in and out, it puts these little, how do you get rid of these little arrows?
Okay, so it's showing your positions on your screen. What you want to do is you want to go into your settings.
Right? In TraderVate?
But yeah, you want to open TraderVate specifically.
Okay, application settings. Preferences or something?
There you go.
Oh, hang on.
What am I sharing?
Yeah. Slide your
So
screen.
here is that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Know if there we go. So here's TradeAvate. I'm in my demo account. I'm gonna take this off screen just briefly because I don't need yours. But once we log in, go to your settings, which is the bars at the top, right here.
EQ way at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Application settings.
Yep.
Go into application settings.
Oh, wait a minute.
Preferences.
Yeah, preferences.
Preferences, and then just move your way down and turn on any of the stuff that you don't want. And then I think it's in, this is where you can tailor whether or not you freeze, what the sound makes.
So is that the working order one? Is that
Mhm.
that it?
Yep.
Hey, Doug, if I could also speak, TradingView has that as well. If he's linked, it's called
Mhm.
execution marks in the trading setting. So if he has that clicked and it's not clicked in TradeAvate, it'll probably still show up.
Correct. So down here in TradingView, since I'm attached to my TradeAvate account right now, so if you right click on your chart anywhere, go into settings, go into trading, you can turn off your positions. I'm sorry, your execution mark.
Okay, that's under trade.
What do you like? Do not disturb over on TikTok?
What's that?
TikTok, they're saying watch this. Oh, for me. Did you find it?
Yeah, I see what you're talking about, but it's still there. I wonder if it's the execution. Execution marks, maybe? Oh, that's it. Execution marks is the one that.
There you go.
All right, great. Thank you.
Yep. I think I left mine on. I don't have
Definitely
them on.
helps you go back and see where you entered and exited for sure.
Just as a visual. I leave them on in Tradeovate, but I don't have them on in all I have in trading view position. You can see here on oil, I have a critical level marked out from a couple of days ago, and I price action going to do. As soon as we broke and held above it, the first time it couldn't hold, the second time it chopped around. Finally got to move out of to the upside, and is just now starting to come. Challenge that. Charting matters. Chart makes your trading experience.
Hi guys, just saying hello. I haven't been here all day.
Oh, we were asking about you.
Oh, were you? Was somebody looking for me?
Somebody was looking
I was
for
looking
you.
for you, or he was looking for you. Sorry.
Oh. Thanks, guys. I'm
What are you
here. I mean,
doing?
I'm here, but I haven't been listening all day. I've been trading. I've been doing paperwork and stuff. Just busy.
Busy.
What is the Russell today? I feel like it's more volatile than normal. Is it, or is that just me because I don't normally trade it this much? Maybe
Well,
it's.
actually, the Russell had a incredible EWO to the upside.
Oh, I know it's had a few incredible EVOs. Downside,
Beautiful.
upside. I've been playing them all day.
You go.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I've never seen it move this much. I didn't know if something was going on, or if maybe I was just wrong. Maybe it does move that much.
Yeah, just nice and smooth.
Yeah, it's been great. Except for right now. Right now, it's trying to rip my face off. I'm
Well, you would
resisting.
want to be trading right now anyway. It's
No,
nearly
I
3 o'clock.
was in a trade already, and I just I'm trying to get out of it now. That's all. I'm just trying to decide when I'm going to get out. But I've done well today. I mean, it was really nice. I mean, I did well before the market even opened, and I was supposed to be in an appointment, but that didn't happen. So I started trading and doing all my paperwork. Everybody have a good
Okay.
day. Sorry, go ahead.
I think, yeah, we had couple people
Good,
good days today.
good,
A little
good.
challenging with the other indices if you're only.
I messed around with Tesla a little bit. I did
Did
good
ya?
with that, but that's it. Yeah, I made like $80 on Tesla. Quick trade. Yeah. I love Tesla when she's not in the mood.
Well, it's the most volatile stock we can trade, right?
Yeah, sure is.
Coach.
Yeah, I feel NQ. I feel like is the most volatile one. It goes so fast. That number, when you're looking at it, you can barely see it sometimes. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
here we're getting a pull on in bottom, break and hold.
M2K as well. There's that song for you today. Yep, had to come in and give it to you.
Thank you.
You're
They've rent-
welcome.
For you in
I've
my
been
head
singing
for-
it all day. I've been singing it all day. It's been killing me. I'm like, ooh, I gotta stop that. Yeah.
So the move here, what we would be looking for. Let's see.
Ooh.
What we want to see here for a continued move to the up or the downside is resistance level. Kind of a really ugly W pattern or an M pattern, but we created a higher low, came up, found resistance, created a lower low. Now we're looking for is a continuation of bear pattern. Up, past. So the overall move to the downside, need to see some volume. I'm entirely. Or, I'm sorry, a lower low.
Hey, Doug, what's the ticker you're on? MES, what is that exactly?
Yep, this is the micro ES on the 1 minute.
I know, but what's the whole ticker? MES?
MES. Now, if you're,
What-
are you in Weeble?
Yeah,
So you want to do MES main.
MES Main? You spell the whole word out?
So if you're in Weeble,
I'm trying
do
to
you,
learn Weeble. That's what I'm doing.
cool. So
MES.
first thing I would do is make sure that you got your futures widget somewhere on your screen.
All right, MES Main, I got that. Okay.
Then in your futures widget, you would go to your equity indexes and just select MES.
Yeah, I did. I
If
have
you,
6857.50 right now.
there you go.
Okay, so it's saying delayed quotes though. Is that because I'm in paper trading in that?
That just means likely haven't funded your account yet.
Um, not in futures, no.
Okay. When you fund your account, which you don't have to keep the money in there, by the way. Here's a little. When you fund your account, I think the minimum is like $100 or something. Very much. A couple things in general. Once you fund your account, you'll get the L2 live data for free till the end of next year. Normally it's 39 per month
Okay.
expense.
I already have an individual account and a margin and futures, but it's only the cash that's funded right now. I can
Yeah.
move it over. That's not much, 250 or something like that.
Yep, just all you would need to do is move it over, get access to the L2 data, and then move the cash right back over again to. You don't have to keep the
Okay, so-
money in futures. And I would recommend that you don't until you've got the everything down.
Right. hmm
Um,
So what's the
But-
order form on this thing I'm using?
what's the what?
Buy and sell it. Well, am I using just the regular ticker off that, or am I using the like what widget am I using on that for the buy and sell?
So in paper
Regular?
trading, it's going to be a little bit different than
Oh,
live
okay.
side. On the live side, you can use the turbo trader, just like you do for stock.
hmm
But on the
Okay.
paper trading side, you have to use the turbo trader futures turbo trader widget highlighted.
Okay, so like buy one, sell one. Okay.
Yep.
Is that
So
what it
buy
is?
and sell here. And in futures, when you're buying a contract or going long, selling a column.
Right. Right. Selling. Okay. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Okay, and on this here, they call it pips, right? Or ticks. What do they call it on this? Ticks. And on this one, a tick is worth what? 50 cents?
For MES,
Yeah.
$1.20 per tick.
Is that what it is? Per tick. Okay. $1.25.
And the way that you would figure that out, click on the More button. Your
Where would I
minimum-
find more?
Yep.
More.
Right down here in the quotes widget.
Wait. Let me look at you. Say it again.
Go to your quotes widget. The two widgets you're going to want in here
Right.
at minimum are here's quotes.
Okay. I
So
don't
in the
have-
quotes
all I
widget,
have is right now. I just have the big one you have on the far right. I don't have the other one. That's what's that? I'm missing
quotes.
the quotes.
You come up here into your widgets. The
It was in that first one that you were at.
was it
Yeah, right at the top right.
right in front of me?
Okay.
There it is. Yep. So underneath the
I
quote
got
tab,
it.
imagine that.
Show it again. Where is it? Which one?
So add widgets. Make sure
Yeah, I
you're in the
got that.
quote tab.
Mhm.
Quotes, right?
Okay.
Once
No,
you load,
that's just give me the top one that I have already. 682. Now it's showing me spy. Why is it doing that? I don't
are you setting your groups as well for all of your widgets?
know. Not yet. I haven't done it.
You do that. Once you do that, then once you have one,
Okay. All right. I'll play it. I'll play with
Okay.
it. So
on the screen
basically,
here,
okay. Let me
on the
look
screen
in a
here,
second.
go to, you've got your quotes widget, go to more, tell you what your minimum fluctuation is for tick value.
Show me where. I'm sorry. Show me again where the more is.
Only clickable word.
See.
Might need to expand it a little bit.
More. Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Let me see where it is on my thing.
By the way, we have Jing here.
I'm not
Take a look
showing it on
at
that.
that.
It's not the micro E mini, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not showing me a breakdown on it. Maybe because I'm delayed here. I guess that's probably why.
No, you should still be able to get it. This is just data coming from. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I have the screen. I have the chart. I have to put on. Wait a second. Okay, I have your screen.
Okay, so watch what I'm going to do here.
Yeah, but mine's not going down like yours is.
That's okay.
Not.
We can sort that out in a minute. How to get that. So click on the more button. You got it. Minimum fluctuation tells you is 5 cents. You're going to have a price. So what does that mean? Well, every dollar, you have now 4 ticks per dollar. How much do you per tick? I think our Zoom folks, the only ones that are going to be, because I'm sharing the application now screen, are going to get paid $1 per every 25 move tick.
Okay, so the tick is 25% move. Okay, so we're. So how do I save this? This this quote bar. It's not doing it. Well, the quote bar is this. Okay, more. Yeah. Okay, I see it. But the quote bar is also on the top of the. Or it's not. I'll figure it out. Oh, because it's not. And you said it's MES. It's not lined up. MES main. That. Let me.
All of your windows are set to the same group number.
Mm. One, 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 one. Okay, I think I'm good. Except for the order. Let's see the order thing. It's one. Okay. All right. I think I'm good for now. Like I said, I'm not great at Weeble. I'm still on Toss trying to figure it out. And Toss is really still it still has me professional trader. So that's why I'm trying to learn.
And you're going to have wicked.
In Toss, you mean? Right, it's crazy. It's like 25. Okay, so now we're getting up. So now if I wanted to go up here, as it's pulling up, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna buy one. I agree.
Bear in mind that you're coming.
Yeah, I see it. What's the red? It's like a reddish pinkish line is what?
On my chart, that's going to be the 55
Okay.
orange.
I have a pink one on mine. I don't know what it is. So what am I seeing the positions? Okay. Piano. Position one. It's not showing me whether it's up or down.
You are in a long, it will turn blue.
Yeah, it's blue and it's at 6853.75. So that's probably where it is now, right? It's around there. Yeah, you like your chart is completely, it's like just different.
It
It's
will
not
be because
showing.
I have live.
Oh, okay.
Once you fund your account,
Okay. So I'm on P&L, I'm down $5 right now.
Yep.
Okay, and I'll have to watch your chart. It's bouncing off of, what was that line on yours? It's bouncing off of?
right now, the is white.
Okay, 9 is white.
21 is violet. Orange is the 55. Yellow is
Okay. Okay, got you. Got you. All right, I'm down $3.75. So now if I wanted to close this, I have to just do sell, I guess, and whatever. That's it. It's one contract. It's considered a contract? What is it considered?
it is a contract.
Okay. And how do I know what contract this is? Like what month is it?
Well, in
know?
Webull, it will auto transfer. So in the futures widget, it will actually show you.
So
It'll
yours
actually
is
show
going
you.
up high. I should be making money on that now, and I'm not because
You
yours is delayed.
would have been.
Okay.
And we're coming right up into this consolidation. Good.
All right. So I got out. So how does it tell me -1? What does it show me my actual P&L?
The paper account detail. You pull up that widget, it'll tell you what your days.
Let me find that.
Orders widget will tell you what your entries and
Okay, say the one again with the
paper
profit is
account.
which one?
Paper account detail.
Gotcha. That can't be right. I made $1,374. Can't be. That's not right. Right, Doug?
What's that?
It's saying I made $1,354.60. Could that be?
In one trade and a micro? Not like.
Yeah, so why is it telling me that?
Were you paper trading anything else to?
No, this is it. I ran out of money on toss, so that's why I came over here with you. So they're not giving me much money when I'm a professional trader, and they won't let me out because they said I've made over 1,000 trades a day. scalping, but I have 4 accounts in TOS. So, and I said, is there a law? And this old Schwab apparently don't like when you're day trading that many trades. Okay, so something is wrong then, because if I made that much money in just that time, I would be doing futures for now on, like, immediately.
It is possible. Not
Are you
in,
sure you didn't have a mini? Just ES?
yeah,
You had MES or ES?
MES Main,
Oh, how many did you have?
1.
Oh, that's not right.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So Weeble's likely going to read.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Weeble's stupid. You're being
All right,
Weeble.
so like on mine, and again, you can't trade because it's delayed, but I'm gonna try it again. Let's see here. But I appreciate the time. So now if I want to save this whole thing, I have to save it, so I don't gotta redo this whole thing again.
Correct.
Do I do it undo plus layout or no, customize?
Nope.
Save?
Nope. So right up next to where you have your add widgets button, there is a save button.
Got you.
Save,
Futures trader, okay.
call it whatever you want.
It's the same thing, so I'll just save it again. Same name. The name is invalid, okay?
If you opened up one of their templates, you can't save
Yeah, I
over the
did. Okay, got you. So I'm gonna do a Danny's Future, the Danny Future.
Yep.
Future Money King. Okay.
Hey, did I hear someone say they couldn't be day trading too much on Charles Schwab?
Right, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just thinking of moving my account back to Charles Schwab from
Well,
Webull.
it depends how much money. If you have more than 25,000, which I'm close to that, but then
I do.
you can make it margin. You can do as much as you want. You cannot do it when it's under that. You have to go to margin. If you're under the 25,000, you only can do like 3 trades a day.
No, I'm not. I'm not under
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's fine. And they don't charge you for stocks, but they do charge you a lot of money for options,
There's-
which is and futures 65 cents each way. I got them down to 25 cents because I've done a lot. I was making $2,500 a day, and they apparently didn't like me making all that money on day trading options. And now it's really crazy. I'm just handcuffed right now. I called to get it moved back over, and they said, well, you're still doing a lot of stock trades. I said, there's no law to that. What are you talking about? They changed the goalpost. Schwab, they don't like us. They don't like you day trading.
Hmm.
They
I was
don't
with
like it.
them, and then when I joined ADT, I don't know, I took the plunge and leaped over here to Webull, and I'm not
Mhm.
as thrilled with Webull as I was with
Mhm.
Charles Schwab.
Right.
And it's a mess. It's a nightmare mess
Yeah.
to
It is.
change.
It is.
They've
believe
got
me.
my accounting all messed up, I think, because when we're day trading, we get a lot of wash sales, and so they've got my.
Be very careful with that this time of year.
I know it.
Now you don't have the wash sale rule in future.
No, I know that. I know that. But on whenever I moved my stocks over, they were given my, whatever my cost basis was. Well, on the cost basis, they don't include the fact that I did have wash sales prior to that purchase that should be part of part of my cost basis. So now, when they 1099 from both companies, I'm gonna lose that, you know, their
Yeah.
cost base is gonna be messed up. So anyway, I don't know. I
You
don't
need
know
a
what it is.
crafty accountant. That's all.
Ah, yeah, I can't imagine the CPA, needing to have them amend their 1099. They've got 40 or $50,000 of wash sales that I can't take, that they're
Mhm.
not giving me credit for over on Webull. I don't know. If anybody else has a problem moving theirs, I'd love to talk to how they're rectifying the issue. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. Thank you.
No, you're fine.
You're fine.
I've heard several issues.
Several issues with what?
Just toss.
Just what in general?
With the PDT rules, rating, curb, what Danny was rating.
Is anybody else with Schwab?
We've got several on the stock option side. Not so many on the future side. Margin.
Yeah.
I just feel like nobody likes traders because, like, I've had problems with too many banks now, and literally last week they told me my card got shut down, and I didn't know why. They didn't message me. They did nothing. I just all of a sudden it wouldn't work, and so I called them, and it was over the Thanksgiving, so I couldn't even get in touch with them because they're not open during the night, not open on Thanksgiving. So I had to wait, and I got in touch with them that next day. And literally the reason why, because I'm like, why did you guys shut it down? I've done all these trades, these purchases before, whatever. I had a transfer over to BTCC, and she said the bank doesn't like traders and trading crypto. So you just you just took it upon yourself to shut my card down? What?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, they just think that they can control whatever you do, I guess. I don't know. But for them to come outright and say the bank doesn't like traders or just doesn't like crypto, I can't believe they even said that. Crazy.
So here we are. We're on micro ES. Got a couple of things. Another way to look at the chart is micro trend. So right now I've got an overall trend to the downside. We want to capture the bodies when trend lines gentlemen fix bodies price action. And we have our upward momentum trend that we were in this particular section of the trade. We broke it to the downside, could not break through and hold resistance or support down here. Now we're in this limbo zone. The reason why I charted this out this way is to show you that what I'd be waiting for as far as entry here is a break and hold of the upward trend line to the upside, or a break and hold of the downward of the support line to the down. Until it can make a decision one way or the other, this no. Make sense? Want to see a break of structure. This would be white line is your break of structure to the upside. Breaking trend, I want break and hold. Break candle, hold candle to the.
So question on the quotes, can you buy on the bid and sell on the ask on that?
Certainly can.
Okay.
On the live side of things, when you use Turbo Trader, and set your buttons up to do just that.
Okay. You'll have to show me that when I'm ready, because that's what I do on the regular market, and that's why I have all those trades. I'll get a couple cents here and there and just keep moving in the profit.
And here we are. We have a
It's
break
lot
of
work.
that line. We
Yeah.
have a break, hold to the downside. We have for a short, but break and hold. This is our major support level right here. All the way through this wick, I would expect some level of support till it breaks and holds. So my major line, long candle to the. Otherwise, this is.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to sell it. I'm in it for the upside. Okay.
So note
Here
to
we go.
self,
Little bounce.
understand what your overall trend. The overall trend is downside in recent history. So taking longs into a trend that it has not broken, risky play.
Right.
Your best bet is wait for it to come up, retest the trend, play a pull, as long as you've got good break and hold support. Break and hold support to the downside. You see that it just can't do it. Trying, can't do it yet. We did make a slightly lower low though. Okay. We need a break and hold. We got to have conviction here. Because it could sit here and do that. Now we've got about 34 minutes left in power hour. And at 3:50, I have witnessed several occasions that typically where you'll get. In the meantime, completely anybody's guess at where it's going to go. Until it tells us or shows us have actual direction, sure that we are breaking and holding key levels. Green, which is indicators. Break and hold of the 9. Right now, this is definition of diddling in the middle. No touchy. So as we're looking at this, out coach's indicators there, what was I showing you? Break and hold of the low to the downside. Where did we get stuck? Middle of the trend channel. It acts like support and so if we were to break that, we would have broken this time and now we have it. Couldn't do that. Create that conviction. Stuck. Want to wait for a break and hold, otherwise you're trading on hopium. Clear, when you have a moment, can you go over the best time frames to chart? How to end my break. So time frames that I chart on, higher time frames. First thing I do is I clean chart, pop out to the daily, and I'll look at the overall moves that it has been doing over the last several days. And we can see that we have a critical level here. The first thing that I notice is we have a critical level, just can't break above. Right? It's tried now 5 days to break this double top, and just can't. So am I going to be looking for longs in this particular scenario?
No.
No. So just looking at the daily, I can tell right now within a few seconds where overall major support and resistance is going to be. Side of that, I'll go down per hour. This is where I'll start looking at major support and resistive areas. So typically here, line there. One in through here. Why is that? Well, distance. This is a 4-hour chart. Distance. Support. Drop. as it would come down to 6, I would be on the high time frame. Now, as I go lower in time frames, I'll go from once I chart some of my other major bounce zones here. Already marked that one out. Or price action's nowhere near any of this. Then I'll walk myself down, go to the 1 hour, get a feel for what overall momentum shifts have been today. And I can see here that from Wednesday, 26th, we've been in consolidation. Best way to all consolidation. You can see through the low and the high of that consolidation, they're struggling to break through the.
Quick question.
Hmm?
Your time frames, I see you go at the top, the 1 and the 4 hour, but do you look back how many, just the current month, current week, when you're looking back at the chart, or if you're not seeing enough data, like, I guess sometimes maybe I look too far back or I'm not looking far back enough.
I typically don't, me personally, I typically don't go any higher than the daily. I used to chart the high and low. But what I found is when I'm trading, I'm typically trading on a 2-minute, 1 minute. And unless there's a massive move in one direction or the other, I've already picked up the monthly low in a 4 hour somewhere.
Okay.
Already snapped. Now, is it a good idea to understand where your higher time frame major levels of support and resistance are? Absolutely. So if you were to chart on the monthly, I used to mount to the month. So previous month, high and low. See, I already have a line there. Snapped it on the 4.
Okay.
But I would do
So
my
there's
I would do my lows, highs on the monthly. I used to have a ray that would say previous month high, previous month low. And then I'd go down to the weekly. Previous week high low. Previous day high low. And that just kind of walks down your major levels of support and resistance. But what I found is I'll typically pick that up on a 4 hour. I'm charting correct.
okay. So what's the difference between those timelines you're using at the top there in trading view next to the symbol versus the timelines at the bottom of trading view? If you scroll down, there's like, yeah, like
Well,
what
here's your 1 month in 30-minute intervals. Then you have the 5-day and 5-minute intervals. 1 day in. I don't typically use these. I just stick
Okay.
with 1 minute, 2 minute. You know, I'll look once I do some evaluation on the 4 hour.
So the time frames at the top are just straight time frames without intervals
That's correct.
versus the bottom are time frames with intervals.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's our support rate that I'm talking about. And that was the level that we really needed to break and hold above for any upside. So then I would go down to the 1 hour, just get a feel, you know, is there any other major drops or lows that I might be able to pick up at the intermediate to move? And outside of that, I'll walk down to the 15-minute just to get a feel for overall case, you know, am I seeing a lot of consolidation? If I'll probably snap a line at the lows of that consolidation,
But are you looking
or,
at,
and
is
I've
that
already got
over
the
the,
high.
is that over the week? What's the time frame there on
This
your
is
screen?
15. This is a 15-minute.
No, I mean, is the 15, is that over just today or like the
It's
beginning of
however
the
far
week?
back I want to go.
So how
So
far back do you find yourself looking? I guess if you're
not far.
progressively adding, okay. Like if you keep
You can squish
charting,
this
then
thing
you're
down.
always,
Yeah, so if you get this as tight as you can and you squish this thing down, you can see where your major levels of support and resistance and consolidation very clearly, right? So I tend to keep things fairly tight because I want the major tops and bottoms, and not to want to get too much involved in the higher time frame with the intermediate lows or highs
okay.
because they'll get captured on. Here's the 5-minute view. Sometimes when I'm looking just as I'll have a multi-chart up time to time. Yeah, I have the 5-minute, 15, 1 hour in 4-piece chart just to look at where things are hitting coaches indicators. Where line is it? Where in respect to the trend channel is it? Give you a frame. I don't use it that often because I spend more time EWOing, which I do more EWOing. So on my multi-time frame, this is what I'm looking at. Typically, session time, which is 4.0. So what I'm looking for here, this is the 15-minute. I just want to see, is it respecting the 21? Because if it's coming up on the higher time frame to the 9, likely want to see a break and hold, some kind of response there on the. You can see as you go lower how much chop is. So higher time frames, today's hard because it's been really up and aggressively. Typically what you'll see on these time frames I'm looking for, I want to see continuation. I want to see the shoulder as it comes up and starts to touch on indicators. Not, I'm looking for either a continuation of the trend or a break of that to the upside. And on the higher time frames, if you've got conviction, that shows strength time frame. It'll be similar to this. A higher time frame, that'll look like 1 or 2 candles shoulder.
But you're not, you don't make, yeah, it does make sense. Everything does. Do you make side notes if you're recognizing trending patterns when you're charting?
Just in my head.
Okay.
Like for instance, the 1 hour is an uptrend. We've been in an uptrend for a very long time. 5 days. So you can see here, coaches indicators, we've actually again been in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 day uptrend. Retest of the pointed out, but here's your W pattern.
Right.
Pretty, but it is what it is. And here's your support line. So if you're using structure and you can start to make sense of that, what I'd be looking for here is on the daily frame, where's my rejection, my support possible? Did it respect? If it respected support, then get a feel that the trend in general, right?
Right.
Here we are, getting our heads
With the
knocked
trend up.
with the trend up. We're running right into just can't.
Right. So
So noting that, when I get to my lower time frame, I know that my major point of resistance is right. As if I'm in a long, say if I'm long and coming up to that distance, I know in my head out area.
yes.
Not says doesn't tell me to get out of the trade. It's just recognizing that I'm coming up in port distance, and I want to make sure that I understand that on the higher the time frame, support and resistance, the more strength it has.
Yes.
So I utilize coaches indicators on the higher time frames and a multi-chart on a different screen just to see where price action is. I do all of my trading. Putting these back on, here's our major level of resistance. This on the higher time frame. We knew that this was something that break and hold through. It broke it, but couldn't hold it. We've been underneath it. So would I be looking for longs today? That's what I use higher to try and understand where my best percentage trades will.
Hey, Doug, I have a quick question, quick. Now if I move the money over to, from my
Thanks,
cash
Doug.
to futures, do I have to only trade futures or can I go back to something else or I can't?
Well, the futures margin account is completely separate from your cash account and your. So you'll actually have in Webull here,
Like I could, yeah,
you'll have multiple.
right.
I only have cash and I'd had it.
So if I wanted to, trade Apple options, I can't do that unless I move it over somewhere.
Yeah, they're totally
Put more
different.
money into that.
They're completely different screens.
Okay.
So let me give you, for instance, on the custom side, right? So live side. So this is my stock trading screen.
Mm-hmm. You can do that?
So I have one tab for futures. I could pop over here. And the next second, turn in stock. We're in trade stock.
But you have money in both of them. You don't have just in futures.
I actually don't have any money in Webull at all. Trade through Tradeovate.
Oh, okay.
Me specifically, I only trade futures.
Okay. But you said you can do stocks too, though.
Hmm?
Okay.
All depends. All you're doing is setting up. Start it up. It all depends. It's all coming from an account. So up here, you would switch to your cash account. And now you're trading stocks. If you had a margin account for options, over to your margin account, select that, and now you can trade options.
But you have to have money in all of them.
Yeah, you have to have.
Oh, okay. So, last question is, right now it has the minute. How do I lock in 2 minutes on this thing? To get the 2 minute, it only shows me 1 minute.
Down here on the bottom, your chart is where you're going to find your pivos.
Doesn't have
You don't-
2 minute on there,
If you don't see it, click on the arrow.
right?
Now you've got all of these on. Just favorite it. When you favorite it, it'll show.
Okay, I guess because I'm on a practice thing, it doesn't save it, I guess.
It will. Paper trading, it's the
Excuse
same
me?
thing.
Okay. Try it again.
No,
You can see
you-
it came up to that trend line and now it's pulling back on my chart. Yours is different.
exactly. Exactly. So if it could not break and hold trend line,
Right, but now your chart looks bigger than mine. Mine looks really small. I have the chart big. How do I make the candles larger?
this is trading view.
Oh, okay.
So let me go back to Weeble for you.
That's why. Okay.
Here's Weeble. Now, in order to move,
Yeah, mine don't look
Your-
like that.
yeah, in order to move your chart, I'll put it. This is the reset. This is how Weeble will structure it. In order to expand this out and get the panels to be
Mhm.
bigger, take your mouse wheel while you're hovering over the chart, push away from you, expands it, pull towards you, shortens it. Now, click and hold your left mouse
Right.
over here on the price scale. Hover over the price scale, away from you. Sorry. Click and hold the left mouse button. This is the one. Can't use them. Click and hold on the price scale and drag up.
Okay, I got it. I have a roller on my mouse. Okay.
I do
You did
too,
it. You did it.
but the
Thank
roller
you.
will work. You click and.
I don't know. Mine roller worked. I don't know why. I got it working. Thank you. You're the best, Dougie. I don't care what they say about you. You're the best.
That's right. Appreciate you. Always wait. Hold it.
Mhm.
For anyone that's interested in trading futures, Coach does have an affiliate discount code set up for Tradeify. Use code ADT. You can see at the top of our screen here, code ADT will get you 30% off your Lightning funded account. What does that mean? That means you are straight to funded essentially. You don't have a challenge account, any of that palarva. Go right into Lightning funded account, which allows you to, once you hit their goal, you maintain their 20% consistency rule based on said goal. Gets you to, it's a nice platform too. It's very similar to Top Step with respect to the interface. They call it Project X. Really kind of the best of both worlds between Weevil and TradingView. You get the hot buttons for contracts, as well as the trading views, moving stops up and down. If you were
Yeah, well, there's something
accidentally,
else, right.
you were to accidentally get into a trade without your stop in Project X, you can just from your position drag and drop. A nice platform, I really do. Any questions? Did I get through your higher time frame stuff that you had questions on?
Doug, is your last name W?
This?
Okay.
Doug, I have a Trade of Eight question.
Your way.
I signed up for an account there before, I think it was before Coach ever, put I don't know, the link up there. But
For
I didn't realize it
Tradeify,
was
for
what's that?
Tradeify, or for Tradeify or Tradeivate?
I'm sorry, Trade of Eight. Is that different?
It is.
Okay,
Tradeivate
which
is
one?
Tradevate is a broker, but you can trade prop through it. Now, if you have an account through Tradeify, you can actually choose to trade your prop account through Tradeivate.
I was thinking that I was signing up for just a regular account where I wouldn't have any of these requirements. I fund it and it works like a regular account.
Yep,
Where
that's your broker.
Tradeivate.
Tradeivate.
Okay. Okay, then I'm fine with that. I didn't want to. Where did you say you have yours? Tradeivite or Tradeivate?
Tradeivate. Yep.
Okay, the same one.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're not doing the prop stuff.
I trade prop over on Top Step. I've got a one XFA account, but based on the new rule changes and things that they're doing over there,
Okay,
no interest in
right, okay.
I'll keep one and move me to layouts down into Tradeivate.
Okay, okay, I just want simple,
Yep.
straight cash, okay? I haven't started
Exactly.
using it. I didn't put very much money in it, so I'll start
Well,
using it then.
Yeah, the beauty of Tradeivate is you don't need a large account to be able to trade the micros. $50 per micro really is attractive, and it's
That is.
23 hours a day.
Is it? Okay,
You don't have the intraday margin, initial margin. The only thing you need to be careful of, if you're going to swing trade through there or hold over the 1 hour reset between sessions, starts at 5 o'clock
great.
to 6 p.m. EST, is you need to make sure that you have enough margin in your account to hold that micro contract, whatever it is.
Okay,
Make sure you understand what those requirements are. For instance,
right.
in Webull, we were chatting about this before. Webull, the micro ES, hold that maintenance margin is 2,238. So if you've got a relatively small account, and you've got enough to trade, say you have a $500 account, you've got enough to trade 2 micros and still have room for stops, so on and so forth. Never want to trade 100% of your margin ever. As a matter of fact, trading
No,
your margin, just keep it super simple and small.
right.
One micro contract, get used to the mechanics and how it works, but you can take a relatively small account over there and trade micros 23 a day.
The main reason I wanted to do it, it's challenging sometimes to be in Webull and I have to switch it to my futures account to make the trade but I want to be, I want to be in something else.
Mhm.
And yeah, so you can't be in 2 accounts at one time on Webull.
I believe
Not that
you
I know of anyway.
think, yeah, I haven't, I
Right,
don't think
right. And so,
at the time. Now you can place trades,
correct. And
switch
then I could have a
accounts.
stop. Right.
Yeah,
Right, and then I can have a stop there, and then I can have my charts that I'm looking at. They can be on Trading View, so I can actually see what the trade in my futures account is probably doing without having to
correct,
look at the chart itself. Yeah,
correct.
that's kind of what I have to do now. But if I want to make a quick exit, then I have to flop over to the other, flop over to the futures account.
Yeah,
Maybe I want to exit before the stop or
yeah.
something.
And the challenge there is you can't. Are you using? Let me ask you this because I don't know using this. If not, you may want to consider it. And we got about 5 minutes left before
Okay.
up for the day, so I want to show you this real quick. Go to chart settings, go to trade. If you're not trading with the compact mode,
Oh, you had showed me that once before.
yeah. So if you trade with the compact mode, gives you exit right at your position. Super fast, just like Trading View. Route. Make sure you manually close your stop because it's not bracketed to your buy or sell.
Right.
Don't want to get picked up into another order, and have it going in the wrong direction. Too many times people have done that. It's happened to me. It cost me about $bucks. on a knife pull. Okay. And one of our other moderators, Chris, we went through this with him the day before. He's like, yeah, you know that thing you were talking about where you had to close your stop out before you get out of your trade or shortly. It picked it up just like you said it would. So closing your trade doesn't close your stop. Make sure you manually close your stop.
Right.
The
I'm
only
not
way
using the compact, but I did for a minute, you know, I set it up the way you told me to, but then I switched it back because I don't know, I couldn't really see the trade as well that I was in, and it seemed like I could still exit just as easily in the what's the other mode other than compact? Oh, you closed it
oh,
up there.
it's classic. Well,
Classic,
classic.
okay. It seemed like I mean, I could just close them out in classic, put it on classic. Yeah, see where it shows me exactly what it is and then,
You can close your stop, but in order to close your trade in classic, you have to actually go into you click on it, close trade, or if you have
Okay.
your widget over here, you can close it, mark it.
right,
Honestly, the way that I was working mechanics in Weevil is the reason why you don't want to over leverage yourself. Margin is concerned is because the fastest way to get in and out of trades is to buy and sell. So if you're in a long, the fastest way to exit the trade is just sell it,
yeah,
the turbo button. That is the
okay.
fastest way to do it because otherwise it's going to throw you down here into your position, go to close, it's going to order entry, then you
Oh, I don't
go,
do it. Yeah, I don't do that.
right,
Sometimes
right.
I'll just have a buyer, the buy and the sell, you know, I'll have my stop below and I might stick a limit buy way up away where it won't get hit. And then when I want to get out, I can just slide that down and, and it basically turns into a market order when you slide it below the
It does.
existing price.
Yep, 100%.
And so that's, you know, one of the ways, or else I'll use the ladder or something like that. But the
I'll
compact,
typically,
I couldn't see it as well.
yeah, it is a relatively smaller one. Now, the thing I like about the compact is it is small, but it gives me that exit, which is how I was training in Trading View, because I can exit right at my position in Trading View. I really
Oh, I
enjoy that.
see.
You know what I mean?
Okay, and I
I
haven't
got
done any
used to that.
trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done any in Trading View.
Yeah. The other thing that I do is I extend my price cost base line all the way to. I have a dotted line when I'm in a trade. I have a dotted line across. Actually,
Okay. Okay, I need to do that.
so right here, cost basis line,
Yes, I see that.
open orders.
Okay,
That should take care of it. The open orders one refers to your stops. Those are
right,
they're what they call working orders
right.
placed.
Okay.
So you need to understand that's an actual for buy or sell.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. For everyone on the live Zoom or on the live socials, thank you very much for joining us. Do I do? No, I pass it. I'll let it change. You bet. Thank you for joining us, everyone over here on the socials. We got to wrap up. Dawn is coming up now here in about 30 seconds, so we got to rip. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the time. Love your faces. You in the Zoom.